Starting off in the port city of Civitavecchia, we are on board the Norwegian Escape. Now we're starting off on the pool deck over here. So they do have several pools. Some of them are geared towards children, and they also have an adult pool in the back. There's plenty of jacuzzis with lots of space, and they do have a lot of slides as well. The Aqua Racer is a personal favorite because the floor drops out from underneath you and it's pretty wild. All of these are going to be in between decks 16, 18, 19, and 20. In order to get onto the slides, you do have to climb up some stairs, and there is also a slide where you will be on a float. That particular slide you do have a little bit of a line for, but it moves fairly quickly. Right next to the pool area is the American Diner. Now they serve breakfast and lunch, and it is complimentary. They do have a menu for each day, and it does vary ever so slightly, but for the most part, it pretty much stays the same. We noticed that for breakfast time, they always have their coffee and tea out, which was really nice and convenient. So even if you weren't eating there, you were able to grab a little bit to drink. Next up, we have the video arcade. Now they do have packages where you can have unlimited play or a specific amount of play, but just make sure you read the fine print carefully because it is limited to certain games. There are also some games here where you can win tickets, and those tickets can be exchanged for prizes. This place was definitely jumping throughout our entire sailing. Next up, we're going to take you guys over to Spice H2O. This is the adults only area during the day, and in this area you do have a couple jacuzzis, and you also have a water feature. It kind of looks like a rock wall with the water trickling down. It definitely is really great when it's hot out because you can sit on those benches or even just walk through it, and you can feel the nice cool water. At nighttime, this converts into a nightclub, and it is open to families for a certain period of time, and then after a certain hour it turns into adults only again. There is a bar there as well, which is super convenient. The sports complex on the Norwegian Escape has a miniature golf area that's located right underneath the ropes course. The ropes course has two different areas. The first one is for children and adults, and then the second one is going to be for the younger kids that don't quite meet the height requirements for the big one. It is so much fun, and I definitely recommend checking it out. They also have a bocce court, and they also have an area upstairs which is going to have a court that is dedicated to basketball, but then they do clear it out and they have soccer games there as well. It was really busy the entire time on our trip. They also have a life-size chess set, which was super fun for the whole family. On deck 16, that is the area where the main pools are located, and there's also a stage for the band. This area is definitely busy on sea days, and there are plenty of bars both on deck 16, 17, and 18. There is a sun deck on deck 20 as well. The Vibe Beach Club does require a fee. However, it is a really nice area with lots of sunbeds and a jacuzzi and a bar, and it is an adults only area. It is ages 18 and above. The Mandara Spa and Pulse Fitness Center is really great. They have so many machines, they have free weights, and they also have ellipticals, bicycles, and treadmills. Right outside of the gym is going to be where the spa and the barbershop are located. Now they do have all kinds of packages from shaves to haircuts, so you definitely have to check your flyer to see what they're advertising that day. The spa is fantastic as well. You can get a bunch of different treatments from hair to body to massage to even Botox. Now deck 8 is home to a lot of specialty restaurants and cool places to hang out. The District Brew House over here is pretty cool. It's a brewery at sea. They do have a rotating menu, but they have some standards there as well. They also have some appetizers that are available for purchase, and they do have live music at night, which is really nice. This place is really busy when the live entertainment is there. Now, right across from them is Food Republic. You can see Dough there. This is our favorite place to eat. We have been coming here since the inauguration of the Norwegian Escape. It's a Korean-Spanish fusion. They are always consistent with their quality. They have some really great great dishes there. We had everything from like lamb karbi to like sushi rolls. There were noodle dishes, there was Thai lettuce wraps. It's just awesome. La Cucina is another one of their restaurants. Now, this is an Italian specialty restaurant, and they also have pizza. We didn't eat there this time, so I didn't have any photos for you, but it's a really nice venue. The Poorhouse is a really cool spot. There's lots of live entertainment there. And of course, there's a bar right outside as well as inside, which has some really good drinks like their old fashions, and it's located right by the cigar area. This is enclosed and you can access it from the outside. This is the waterfront's outside deck. This is on deck 8 and it wraps around the entire ship. It's awesome. Absolutely love being out there. And of course, the beautiful chandelier that is always the centerpiece of the 6, 7, 8 area on the ship. The Cellars is a Michael Mondavi family wine bar. They have a really nice selection, and they also have wine tasting. So if you'd like to try it out and it's something that's new to you, it's a really great way to get a good feel for all the different wines that they offer on board. Also located on deck 8 is going to be the Sugarcane Mojito Bar. Now, we really love the raspberry mojito over here, so definitely check it out if you're on board. It's also near Bayamo, which is a Spanish-style restaurant, and this is connected to Pinchos, which is a tapas bar. Both of these restaurants are really great, and they're also both specialty restaurants. Again, on deck 8 is going to be Tradewinds. Now, this is where all of your shopping is located and also your area where you're going to pick up your photos. They have everything from John Hardy to Swarovski to Effie, and then you also have your traditional store that's going to have your cruise shirts and any supplies that you may need. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is that they are not going to be open while you're in port. So usually within about a half hour of leaving the port is when they do open, and you'll be able to get everything that you need. 2 other specialty restaurants located on deck 8 are going to be Moderno and Cagney's. Now, Moderno is a Brazilian steakhouse, while Cagney's is more of a traditional American steakhouse. They both have a great amount of seating, and the menu is really good in both. Over at Cagney's, one of our favorite is their porterhouse. They also have a really nice prime rib. I love that you can sit outside or inside when you're at both of these restaurants, but we definitely prefer to sit outside when we're over at Cagney's because it had a really awesome port view. The steak is great, and do not skip dessert. That chocolate cake is fantastic. In between both restaurants is another bar, and they have a lot of great cocktails as well. So next up is Moderno. Now, this is another one of our favorite restaurants on board the Escape. So it is a Brazilian steakhouse, but if you have ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse, you know the salad bar is where it's at. There is so much meat. I love the Parmesan wheel, the sushi, the salmon. All of the seafood was super good. But of course, the star of the show is always the gauchos coming around with the skewers of meat. The way it works is you have a card, you flip it green when you're ready for more, you flip it to red when you need a break. Now, I have to tell you, we completely overate at this restaurant because the food is just so fantastic. Don't forget to get dessert. We filled up on so much food that we just completely missed out on it, but the grilled pineapple is phenomenal, along with all of the sides, the salad bars, the meats. It is just such a great specialty restaurant. Now, down to deck 7, we're going to take you inside the Manhattan Room. Now, this is one of your complimentary dining venues. You have Taste, Savor, and the Manhattan Room. The reason why we chose the Manhattan Room the most was because they do have a live band there every night. So it's kind of like a really loud and happening place to be. But if you prefer something a little bit more quiet, you always have the option of Taste and Savor. This is an example of one of the menus that they have. Now, everything is included, but if you choose to order something off the menu from Cagney's, there is an upcharge for that. Here's some of our appetizers that we had along with our salads, and we also had some pasta dishes. They do have a really nice meat selection for dinner, and you always have the choice of a steak if you like. We also definitely recommend checking out the dessert in the main dining room. They change up every night, and this chocolate one was our favorite. Right outside of the Manhattan Room is going to be the casino area. There is a live band and music there at night, and the casino is only open when you are at sea. As you can see, they have a bunch of tables and they also have a bunch of slot machines. This is going to be located right off of the 678 area. This is where your main chandelier is, and it's kind of where a lot of the things that are happening on the ship are centralized. The supper club was really awesome. They have a bunch of shows here. Now these are extra, so you do want to check your cruise planner to see what is going on what night that you are on board. Besides that, they have the main area where you have all of your games and activities. This is going to be where a lot of things are located. This is your atrium area. You're going to have your customer service, shore excursions, any internet issues, they're going to tell you where to go, and the atrium bar and cafe. Now this cafe has a lot of great treats. I highly recommend the macarons and the chocolate. Right off of there is going to be your photo area and your library. There were a lot of people playing games here at night. It was definitely a busy area for sure. You're also right down the hallway from their art area and Le Bistro, which is another specialty restaurant, only this time this one specializes in French food. This is a little bit more on the fancy side. Men are required to wear pants in there, but it is a super nice experience. In the center of this area again, the 678 is going to be your comedy club. I highly recommend checking this spot out. They have the dueling pianos here as well, and that was definitely one of our favorite attractions for sure. Across from there is going to be teppanyaki, which is another specialty restaurant, and that one is going to be a traditional Japanese teppanyaki, of course with no fire because we are at sea. Taste and Savor are located directly across from each other, right down the hallway from these specialty restaurants. They're both super nice. They have the same menu. It's just a matter of which side you decide you want to sit on. The staff in there was really great, and they definitely get excited to see you when you come every night. We love the manager over there, especially Lenora. She is just the best, and she was so sweet to all of us. She just was a doll to our entire family. So definitely say hi to her from us if you guys are on board. Down on deck 5 is where you're going to have Splash Academy. This is going to be the kids club. They also have a guppies nursery, so they start taking children as young as 6 months old up to age 12. Last but certainly not least, we are on deck 16 at the Garden Buffet. Now, we think personally that Norwegian does a great job with their buffet, and they really switch it up a lot. They have a wide variety of food, from just regular finger foods like your chicken fingers, your hot dogs, sausages, some pizzas, to more complicated dishes like your kofta, your whole suckling pig. The staff in there is really great. We loved everybody we met. You know you can't go without an ice cream, so you always have to swing by there anyway. They had some really nice offerings this time besides their roasted chicken, prosciutto, some fresh fish. I have to tell you, we even stopped by here after dinner just to check out and see what they had. We've had so many snacks over here. It was probably a little overboard, but you know, you are on a cruise, so it is what it is. My son also came here every night and had a crepe made for him. The people, the staff, everybody, they just do a really great job, especially for the quantity of food that they put out on these buffets. Everything was super fresh. We love the desserts. Make sure you go by and check out their desserts every night because they do switch it up, and they had some really great cakes on this trip. They even had some meringue. Fresh fruit was awesome. They have an Indian section as well, and they offer fresh roti. You just have to ask them and they'll bring it from the back. Also, if you have any food allergies, they accommodate both gluten and dairy allergies, and the chefs there are so happy to help you figure out what is safe to eat versus what you can't have. I will say they really went above and beyond for a few people in our group who did have some food requests. They made sure they had a bunch for them so that they had something to eat every day if they were at the buffet. Now, we hope you enjoyed this quick tour of the Norwegian Escape. If you have any questions, or if you'd like to book a cruise, I'm going to put all of my information down below. Send me an email, shoot me a text, or call me, whatever's more convenient for you. Please feel free to drop any questions or comments down below. I look forward to helping you plan your next vacation.